Fishing Gurus podcast.
Sunday, actually, just over a week's time from now, myself and JD, the wonderful James Dent, are going to go to Portugal to fish the European Championship with Team England. So we're both prepping for that.
Yeah, you do get around to it. That sounded like it was going to be like a bit of a bromance holiday to begin with until you mentioned the Euros.
We go on plenty of vacations together.
I had this image of you two sharing like a margarita by the pool or something until Matt mentioned the fishing.
We've been known to share a double bed before, you know, Toby.
Well, steady. This has got to go online, this has. Keep that hidden.
Quite a treat, you know. I reckon he's got less hairs on him than our lass.
And that, but I'm quite airy.
Oh, yeah,
Same summer bed.
Well, let's start with the prep, because I think this is what I find most interesting with these big events is the level of prep, to me, seems to be a lot bigger than just your standard kind of UK match. So, James, you said you were prepping, 6 waggler rods, a load of pole tips. Matt, what kind of thing have you got prepped already?
Exactly the same, mate, to be honest. Obviously, to be fair, me and James are quite similar in the way we prepare and fish. So, literally, exactly the same. Obviously, as we're talking now, it's Jubilee weekend. And I've been listening to Radio 1 while I've been in the garage and they've been calling it Platty Jube. So most people are out celebrating, having a few beers, having some street parties. But quite literally, I've been locked in my garage all day yesterday, which was Thursday, all day today. And I've got tomorrow booked in to be in there as well. And just all the stuff you need. This venue is quite different to others because a lot of it's going to be fishing a big waggler, we think, for barbel. It's not something we do in England. So there's quite a bit, like James said, he's got 6 waggler rods made up. He's been preparing bleak whips. So it is a bit different to what you do day to day in England. And you have to spend some significant time getting ready for it.
You've got a rough idea of what you're preparing for, but you have to take almost, correct me if I'm wrong, too much kit to cover every angle. Does that sound about right?
You definitely take far too much kit. But you've got to take it and you've got to cover all the scenarios, really.
Yeah, of course.
Like, we'll take plenty of rods, plenty of whips, poles, top kits, elastic, everything, and all spare stuff as well. Because what we prep now, from what people have told us, might not be right for how the river fishes with however many people on the length. So it does alter. You can get a bit of a rough guide, but you've just got to take it as it comes and take plenty of kit so that you've got every situation covered.
That must take quite a lot of time because, James, I can see from your background, and I hope everybody watching can be, that's like a very serious fishing room setup. Can you pick us up and show us around a little bit and all the boxes and that you've got at the back? Because you really have got some kit there. Mate, he's putting you to shame. This looks better than your room, this does.
What? That looks better than Guru Warehouse. Never mind, mate. Careful for all that Preston and Drennan stuff you've got. It's a Guru, you know, mate.
That's it. Got everything like lined up in all my boxes. And basically, the main fact for doing that is so that when we do go away, we can put that all in bags. Just basically all that's on here. I can put it in bags and take it with me, and I know I've got everything.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to touch on as well, because like you said, you've got so much to kind of take with you guys. Give us a rough time frame. Like when did real preparation for this begin? I can't imagine it's been the last couple of days. Has this been going on for a week, 2 weeks? You know, when do you really start prepping for an event like the European Championships?
So before me and James sort of started tying hooks, tying rigs, putting line on our reels, we actually both went out a couple of times just with all the kit that we thought we needed, and we went and fished. So we went to a local reservoir together. It's always good to do it with 2 of you, and just sort of found out what kit we'd need to cast them in the first place, you know. So we didn't really do any prep, but we went and fished, so we knew what we needed to get ready in the first place. And I think that was a good move, because I feel now like the kit that I've actually prepared, I know it's suitable for that kind of thing. Whereas if we'd have got everything ready, then got out there and you find out your rods aren't quite strong enough, your main line on your reel rots in the sun, you know, the way you're attaching your waggler's not right, you'd have done loads of prep that's not really worth anything. So for me, that were a really good move of ours, to go and have a fish, find out exactly what we did need, and then get the stuff we actually know works and we know is right ready. So we're not preparing stuff we're not going to use.
Yeah, because I imagine time probably, I would imagine, goes quite quick when coming up to an event like that, because there's so much to get ready and you don't want to kind of waste it kind of getting the wrong things ready, or, you know, because I bet it comes around quicker than you'd imagine. You've both done massive events like these now, and I imagine they're kind of always on your mind.
They're always on your mind. You're always thinking about them, talking about them with the team and stuff like that. And sort of you'd start talking about them probably like a couple of months before.
Yeah, wow.
Just talking like, have you heard anything? Do you know the depth? Do you know if it flows? Is it going to be windy? Is it red hot, 30 degrees where we're going? All them different things. And you just keep thinking about it and get it settled in your mind. So you're sort of thinking, I'm going to be ready for it. And then obviously it gradually moves on to what tackle you want. Do you need to see what line's right, durable, all stuff like that? And then it just sort of builds up and builds up. And you're maybe not actually prepping. And then it leads to a couple of weeks before and you really got to knuckle down and put all that information that you've collated over the month or so and put it all in your boxes, make sure you got your hooks, and just do all that kit that you've talked about.
Do you guys ever get this feeling when you go away, like on a holiday and stuff like that, and you get in your van or you're on the plane, you get that horrible feeling, you're like, oh, I'm sure I've forgotten something? I imagine when you're going on an event like this, that's got to be the worst feeling possible.
Normally for me, it's like just as you get into the tunnel or just driving up the ramp on the ferry, you think, forgot my passport.
The point of no return then as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
The other thing I want to touch on, because I think it would be interesting for people to know, because I like to emphasise the level of preparation, but how does the, because this goes on for a long time, how does this affect your personal lives? For example, before this call, James sent us a lovely picture. He was feeding Litland before we came on this call. So James, how does this level of prep and kind of commitment to the England team kind of merge into your personal and family life?
It's an hard one, really. It's the same with everything. You sort of just got to allow some time for it. So what I try and do is spend a bit more time, like a few weeks prior, with the family and stuff, so that when it comes to just before, you can spend your 3 or 4 solid days in the garage doing all your kit. So it does. You just got to try and balance it, but it's one of them. It's the same with every sport at sort of high level. You sort of got to be a bit selfish and do it. Do you know what I mean? But then you've got to get your balance right for your family.
Yeah, of course. Because at the end of the day, even though it's fishing or whatever, you guys, we can't forget the fact you guys are fishing for England. That's, there's no higher level, is there, in the sport at all? So it should naturally come with, like you said, I imagine there are sacrifices and everything that have got to be made. Matt, yeah, that's what I mean. You were going to go. You were going out with Meg tonight for dinner. Is that right?
Yeah, but the other girlfriends just text me, and so I've changed plans. I'm going out with that one now instead.
So James, this is the kind of commitment that we want to show that the England anglers make.
yeah, running. If you can handle that, you can definitely.
No, on a serious note, Toby, like I'm quite joking aside about running, and I've just walked in my house. Sorry.
No, you're right.
I'm quite. Anyone who knows me knows I'm quite a highly strung person, quite hyper. I'm sure underlying I've got some sort of ADHD or something, and like I've just had 2 full days in the garage. I were in there at 7 o'clock this morning and up till about 5:30. So like going for a run and that really helps me. Like so like whenever I'm prepping or trying to get ready for a world track extreme, but I always try and like do a little bit of exercise, try and eat a little bit better, and just make sure that you're not your head's in a good place, sort of thing.
Yeah, because I imagine you must need that balance. James, is there anything that you do to keep the to keep the balance right? Because that kind of leads nicely into my next question: is this level of preparation, is it stressful, or is it something you kind of thrive off and enjoy?
It's a bit sad, but I quite enjoy having your kit on.
It's not sad.
Sat in here on your own but I'll tell you one thing. I reckon over the past 2 days that me and Matt have both been sat in our garages, I reckon we spent a good 12 or 14 hours on the phone to each other. I just have my phone on the side on loudspeaker, and we just talk about fishing or what rig you're doing, what shot you're putting on it, like all the time. So it's just constant banter between us, which is good, and that's why that makes the prep go fast. I think.
So it is there is an enjoyable aspect to it, because I imagine you both fish a lot of kind of domestic matches, and that's got to be a bit different. I imagine I was at Matt's house one weekend when he was doing a match, and to be fair, he was still up at 6:30 actually, weren't you, Matt? And we had a few beers the night before.
Definitely, it's very different. You can fish a domestic match 52 weeks of the year, whereas the European champs, the world champs, it only comes around once a year, and you've got the England badge over your heart, you got Queen and Country on your shoulders, and like, I'm as daft as a brush, anyone who knows me, and I love to have a giggle and everything, but you've got to take it seriously. You've got to knuckle down, you've got to get your head into gear, and you've got to be on your best game you can possibly be. If you put everything into it, even if it doesn't work out, you don't win. As long as you can say, I've given that absolutely everything. That's where I get my self-actualization from this kind of thing,
Yeah, of course.
There's no better feeling than on the first day of the match when you sit down and that hooter goes, and it's like the apprehension of what is going to happen. We've worked out what's going to go on, or what we think's going to go on, and then you feed your bait and you just want it to go well. I don't think there's any better feeling than that first little bit.
No, it's brilliant. It's really good.
No, it'd be good. Well, I'm looking forward to it, and like I always say, it's a real privilege to be able to keep up with you guys, and hopefully, we'll be able to show everybody plenty of fishing, and you'll come back with some good results. No pressure.
Fingers crossed, mate.
Absolutely. Well, I will let you both crack on. James, I think we need to give Matt ample time to go and do some prep, because I haven't seen a lot so far.
Not a lot there.
He looks like he's just gone for a walk around the block, and that's about it.
I'm going to put table books at local pub at 7:00.
Oh, I better let you go then. That's coming round quick.
I think we get us into trouble.
That's it, exactly that. Well, guys, thank you for sparing some time out of your preparation for me, and look forward to it, guys. I'll let you crack on now, and I'll speak to you again soon.
Brenda, what word have you got for me today?
Phalanges or whatever it was.
Phalanges. The word was fangita.
Fangita?
Yeah, that's what I used to call fajitas. I used to call fajitas fangitas.
You're recording, mate, whenever you're ready.
The Ringer versus Bennett that took place at Upper Tamar Reservoir. Reservoir? Where's that come from? Where?
Oh dear. Do you
Can't say reservoir.
need another coffee, don't you?
No, come on, do it. Come on. It's a Ringer versus Bennett special, but this time we're heading to Upper Tamar Reservoir, where we're analysing their latest head-to-head. It was a cracker. It was incredibly close, and they both...
And we're out. Good work, mate. That's the one.
Sure?
Positive. Done well. It's very nice.
Right, that's it. Work's done. We're heading out of the Grove House headquarters. We're on our way to Portugal. So I'm jumping in the van with Matt this weekend. Looking forward to it.
Chauffeur's just picked me up, folks. What you saying, Dent Dog?
You were all ready, weren't you, on the old street?
Wide awake. We're on our way to Portugal. Not the ideal start to the trip, Tobes. Sat on the M5?
M5, somewhere just south of Bristol, I think.
What temperature is it? Because it's scorching in this car.
20 degrees.
Oh no. Hey, at least it's getting us warmed up for Portugal.
True.
Yeah, we're on standstill. Unfortunately, there's been an accident. Might get out and tie some hooks. Look at me. Yeah, that's you. You've got your guru hoodie on there, haven't you? Look at that, folks.
Is that guru commitment?
You wouldn't want to bump into him on a dark alley, would you? Oh. Here we go, Tobes. We're off on.
The ferry?
Off on the ferry.
All them are already on.
No, that'll be us there. So having a pint up there. We could do Titanic, couldn't we?
We could.
You know, like where we got at front and I'll like old Joe.
Who's going to be who?
I'll be Rose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could be Leonardo DiCaprio. Because you look like him, don't you?
Bit stronger than him.
You'll need to be to hold me up. I reckon in that van there we've got Simon Willsmore and Will Raison.
Well, this one.
Not this one, that's Postman Pat by the looks of it. That's like a Fuca van, that's like Tom Scotland.
Fuca, join the revolution.
I think we've messed up.
What do you reckon?
Says, you said it said 2-berth cabin and this does not look like
2-berth.
Well, it looks like you go that end and I'll go this end, kid. It wasn't like this on Titanic. Hey up. Oh.
Who's up there?
Well, looking at the weight limit, I reckon I should get up there. Christ, look at that. That's a big boat. That's what we've been on.
How's that float?
Don't know, it looks heavy, doesn't it? Looks like it'd sink. It doesn't now, mate. Good job it didn't sink. Next leg of the journey, gang. We've just got off the ferry at Santander, and how long have we got now?
8 hours.
8 hours to get to Coruche.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? You alright?
Yeah, not too bad.
Tired?
No, just usual travelling.
Do you want me to drive?
No, you don't do driving.
Listen, folks, I always offer, I'm on the insurance, but my chauffeur just really likes it, I think, or he doesn't trust me. Which one is it?
The latter.
Doesn't trust me. So, yeah, we'll be there in 8 hours. We've got to go over the border into Portugal, so we'll have a little catch up then. What temperature is it, JD?
38.5.
Oh, 38.5 degrees. That's like nearly half a boiling point, isn't it? That's hot, that.
Too hot for you, that, innit?
It's too hot for gingers. We're going to be the same colour as our t-shirts. You got some sun cream?
Got a little bit, yeah.
You have to. I'll rub it in your back for you.
Oh, will you?
Yeah, you'll like that, won't you? What is it? Warm. What are you saying, Steve?
It's hot.
You could fry an egg on this.
Lads, how has the journey been? We tried a phone call, didn't we, the other day? I put some nice cutaways of our awkward. Are you there? Can you hear me? Over the top, because in all fairness, you were on a boat in the middle of the ocean, so we couldn't really.
Signal was there?
No, it wasn't great, really, was it? But how was the journey on the boat? How was it?
It was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was quite smooth. There was a bit of rocking, but not too bad, was it?
Yeah. They were not bad at all, mate. They were a nice girl on singing, weren't they?
Yeah, she was very good at singing.
She was very good at singing. I particularly like the female singer. I don't know why, perhaps it with a really, really short skirt and bright red lipstick that we're doing it. But I don't know if that is the case or not.
Could be a number of things, couldn't it?
Could have just been a personality.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
the 8 or 10 bottles of beer.
Yeah, could have been that.
Brilliant. And so obviously you're on the road now. Where you stopped for ice creams, haven't you? Whereabouts are you now?
We just got over the Portuguese border, mate. So we've got about 3 hours driving left.
315 kilometres to go.
Yeah.
And have you met up with the rest of the team yet? Did that happen on the boat or what happened?
Yeah. We met him on the boat. So Cameron and Steve Hemingray are in that van in front.
Nice. And who else was on the team?
Will Raison and Simon Willsmore. They're on the boat, but we've lost them on the road. But I'm sure they'll be fine. We'll probably bump into them soon.
Why don't you? So I was going to ask you because we spoke about it before on other podcasts about different ways that the team can travel across Europe. How come you guys have decided to do the long drive and the boat journey as well? How come some of you haven't flown and somebody take the kit out separately? Is it a financial thing or
sort of like it's just what has always happened, really. I think it's just that's what we do. Unless it's somewhere really far away where you do fly your gear in, but
you can't really do it, Toby. We have that much stuff. Like between two of us, this van is absolutely loaded to the hilt. So is Cameron. So is Will. So the most cost-effective and efficient way of getting yourself and all your kit is to drive over.
Something else I wanted to touch on because we've touched on it before again, Matt. I think on your last podcast, but it's the way that you guys travel down as a team because it just again as a non-angler it fascinates me that to fish for England, is it all still self-funded? Is that still the same kind of setup? Is that right?
Yeah. At the minute, obviously the team's not sponsored as such at the moment, so we sometimes get a little bit of help from the Angling Trust, but we just all do it together. You have to pay for it, but it's what we do, so don't really mind doing it.
But how do you feel doing it? Like you said, you don't really mind. Is that the totally honest answer, or something?
It'd be good. It'd be good if we did have a sponsor. Obviously, like in the past, they had Drennan, who supported it fully. So I think in years to come, mate, and if we keep, promoting what we're doing and doing little things like this, will make a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't see any reason why, especially if the Angling Trust put a little bit more effort into actually getting and sourcing a sponsor. I think that'd be a massive help for not just our team, but all the other teams. Obviously, the teams get help from companies and stuff, but compared to a lot of other sports, the England setup in angling is probably quite unprofessional, I would say, in terms of sponsorship.
Yeah, which I find I'm not a non-angler, but a novice angler to say the least. I find baffling that you can be at the pinnacle of the sport and the funding, if you like, or support is still quite, I would argue outdated. Arguably, it should be.
Yeah, definitely.
In my opinion, you should have more support, and it's just something I like to touch on because it's just, I think that, in my opinion, I think that should change. It doesn't feel right.
Well, hopefully, mate, in not too long, we will see something come out of it because it's such an exciting thing to do. We're on the move again now, Tobes.
Yeah. Starting to get a bit of motion sickness with the old sway of the phone, and I feel like I'm in the fan, but I'm not. James, I've got a question.
Simon and Will are behind us now, so we're all back together. Dream team together.
Good. James, a question for you because I asked Matt on the last podcasty vlog international catch up that we did. If you could have one sponsor for the England team of your choice, who would it be and why?
Could be a non-fishing company.
No, yeah, could any company that you like. So, for example, Matt went. I think you said Rolex last time because that's how you'd like to time your bites on the bank, is with a nice gold Rolex.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Imagine just having the Rolex round the spray bar for your watch.
Go on, James. Who would you have? Any company of your choice?
I don't know. It's a hard one, that is, to be fair. I think Red Bull, because we all a bit tired on these trips, and a few Red Bulls wouldn't go amiss.
Yeah, that's quite a good one, that.
Yeah, that is quite a good one. Although I might not be able to accept it, Matt, because who did you travel with last time? Because I think he also said Red Bull.
There you go. That proves how tiring it is.
Well, that's very true. It does emphasise kind of the journey that you guys have to do, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And speaking of Red Bull, when you're on these kind of journeys, because Matt, you always tell me that you really kind of you go into some training and trying to get yourself in a little bit of shape for these events. What kind of food have you been having on the road? I've just obviously seen the 2 Magnums. Is that the kind of staple diet for you guys?
It's hard not to eat bad, but we just try and have like some normal food, mate. The only thing is when you're obviously on these trips, not so much the travelling there. You can eat. You just eat what you eat, but it is really important to have a big breakfast in the morning and to have a proper meal at night, because the days are so long and you exert that much energy into the practice days, the match days, everything. Like the basics of like keeping yourself hydrated and having proper meals is really, really important. If you let that sort of thing slip, you end up getting run down, you're tired, you're not working to your full capacity. So it sounds a little bit funny or serious, but it is really, really important.
Drinking water's hard, isn't it, to keep, especially when you're sat concentrated fishing.
Yeah.
You've got to really force yourself to pick your water up, and then sometimes you pick it up and it's like warm water.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's really hard, isn't it, to keep hydrated.
Yeah.
So would you argue that's a serious thing that anglers can take away from this little bit of chat is especially in the higher end matches, to almost properly look after yourself is a serious part of preparation?
I think so, mate. I think I look back at like Callum's podcast when we did that one, and he talked about how much exercise he does it. If you look at a lot of anglers, Steve Ringer, like they're at without being stereotypical in any way, they're quite big, muscly, strong people, and I think being fit and healthy and strong, when you're yielding a 30-metre polar bear in 30-degree heat, or casting a big waggler, or punching a method feeder out, being fit and strong and healthy definitely isn't a disadvantage, and I can only see it helping.
And surely at the level that you're at, those small percentages are where you guys really find your big differences. Is that a fair argument?
Yeah.
Takes it out of you. Do like running your float through every 6 seconds, picking 13 metres and 2 ounces of lead up.
Yeah.
It's incredible, really.
It knackers you, doesn't it?
Yeah. You need to be physically up for it, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, which, again, is most people don't realise, most over here, what's the best kind of weather that we get middle of summer? What, 25, maybe 30 on an odd day? Well, you guys are going to be fishing some serious long days in 35, 40 degree heat. That's,
well, in it is
38 degrees. Wow.
Yeah.
That's mental. That's mental.
It's 6 o'clock at night now, so it's cooled down a bit.
So that's not even middle of the day.
It's 5:51 p.m. as we speak. I'm going to do a beer as well.
Oh, Matt. This is the worst part of the trip.
Oh, I stink.
You're such a wrong un, aren't you?
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say, show me whereabouts you are right now. Turn the camera around. Let me see the kind of scenery where you guys are traveling. I don't know how well I've timed this. Am I going to get some nice...
Pretty damn boring, to be honest.
I thought I was going to get some nice mountainous...
No, it's more like desert.
Yeah.
Quite dry here, isn't it?
It's so dry.
It is dry.
Yeah, it is very dry.
But it's nice. It just I want to show people who are watching, again, these aren't normal, what you guys are doing, traveling. It's a real adventure, isn't it? It's, it's not, it's not your normal kind of weekend open match, is it? We drive, half an hour down the road. You really are. That's a proper road trip, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, mate. It's definitely not your average weekend open match, you could say.
Come on, Rowan, come say hello to them.
God, you two look ugly. How you getting on?
It's very warm. It's cooling down a bit now. It's 36 degrees now.
You put your ginger lotion on.
Yeah, big time. Look at you, like a radio presenter.
I won't say what you look like. And why you got 3 in your van, or are you just sitting really close to each other because you're in love?
No, just sitting close because we're in love.
Look at him. That's really funny. Is it good?
It's just,
you been on the ferry boat?
So we got off the ferry and we are now 2 hours 51 from where we need to be. So a couple of hours left and we'll be there. Should be there about tonight.
See, if I was James now, I'd be getting really cross because you're a right space invader. Look at you. Give him some room. I bet you've put his armrest up and got even closer, haven't you?
Playing footsie while he's trying to drive with the pedals. yes.
You have to pretend it's broken, Denty, so he can't get it up. That's all right then. So you excited?
Yeah, really. We're gonna. So tomorrow, as soon as we're at the venue, we're gonna FaceTime Toby then, so he can have a look at it and what have you. So, are you together, you two? It'd be good to have you both on, a few of them.
No, I ain't coming back tomorrow. I can't do 2 days a week.
I was going to say, he's done his Monday for the week. That's it. He's not back in till next week.
I'm going to Hungary tomorrow.
Of course you are. That'd be good.
Gonna go catch the rest of them fish I left in when I was next to James. Give him a chance.
Are you gonna go fishing while you're there?
No, I have a proper job where I have to go and do some work.
Just business.
Yeah, I don't get to go fishing for my job. 3 weeks here, 3 weeks there, another week here, another week there.
It's really good fun.
I've heard. I'm working my way up to it. I just got to get good at the fishing part. You look like you've had your teeth whitened, or you just brushed them.
Doesn't he? He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I'm getting a bit worried about him because he's in the car, but he already looks like sunburnt as well.
Oh.
Not sunburnt. Not being outside.
No, it's not ginger weather though, is it over there? It's 38 degrees.
38.
No, we did go outside. We're on top of the boat looking for dolphins.
Stood on top of the boat, dolphin spotted.
Did you?
That's good. Did you see any?
Steve said he saw 2 dolphins.
I don't believe him though.
No, I'm unsure as well.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of whales in the bar.
So where are you? Are you in Spain now, or Portugal?
We've just got through the Portuguese border about an hour ago.
And they let you in?
Yeah.
Was there many checks or not really?
Not really. Quite a few on the boat, but not too bad coming into Portugal.
With you taking all that kit in your van, do they not have to check for all through that, or?
I think it's quite random, Tobe. Like, you know what they're like. They're trained to do it, and I think they get a suspicion dodgy looking or out. So
that's the point of my question: is why won't you stop?
I bet the van was stripped, weren't it?
They get the old rubber glove out in the back room.
Bit of settlement in the back.
Just fell.
Is that some of those people you're getting into the country?
Yes, I picked up some stragglers at the border. We'll have to cut a lot of this out.
It should make a good film now. It should make a really good film.
Yeah, it will.
Should do. If you catch something. If not, we'll just scrap it.
Yeah, just bother.
If you come back last, we'll just end it on this chat.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit more interesting than before.
You tried driving on the right side of the road?
Yeah, I didn't clock that.
I am on the right side.
Well, you actually are, yeah. My mistake. Very good.
Signal's not very good, boy.
No,
You keep pausing.
We'll let you go because, like I said, it's been nice to catch up with you. We had the boss man's input as well.
Checking upon you.
Yeah. As you can see, as I told you, he's doing loads of work as per usual.
I'll come in to make Tobe a cup of tea. We're about the only 2 left here, as usual.
This is Rooney's 1 tea round of the year. I'm very lucky.
Well, I'll wait till everyone goes home and then I'll make one.
I will round up here and now then, lads, because we're probably about to lose you.
Oh, 2 GTA characters now, look.
See, James does look a bit more menacing though, doesn't he? You should get a quick picture of that, actually.
He's back. Look, show him his picture. Look, this is the cartoon version of you.
I'm gonna make that your caller ID.
That's your Grand Theft Auto look.
Have you seen this man? I've seen in Portugal.
Yeah, he holds a big mallet. He's called Timmy. Oh, Timmy Mallet.
Oh, well, there you go. On that, we'll definitely let you go. But lads, thank you for making the time to chat with us. Right, we'll
See you in the future. Good luck, boys, if I don't speak to you. See you later. Drive safe, carefully, and give him some space. Space. Space.
Carry it all here.
Yeah, these did nothing.
So today's sort of the second day unofficial practice where we're still not allowed to fish on the proper match length. Bit of a bumpy road, sorry folks. Where are we going, JD?
We're going to Cabasau, which is different venue to where the actual competition is, but we can't find anywhere with less weed to have a go on the waggler, so we come there, haven't we?
Yeah, good day yesterday, wasn't it? We caught loads of fish.
It was a good day in the weed yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah. Bit frustrating, the old weed snagging the rig.
It was, but we fished sort of 500 metres above the match length, just because it gives us a chance to fish near it and see what fish is close to the match length. And we caught, well, we had about 5 or 6 different species, didn't we?
Yeah. Borger, Caraccio,
Barbel, little
yeah.
baby carp. And now we are trying to find our way, and this is probably a sign that we are lost.
Do you think we need to take the lead?
I think you need to take the lead.
What are these doing? Oh,
we're moving, we're back on track. Yeah, so bit of waggler practice today, not to catch fish, but mainly to just get our eye in, get our line sinking, see what floats are best, that kind of thing. Get into the groove of things, really. So we'll give you a little update, maybe on the bank this afternoon. Shall we do that?
yeah, let's do that.
Slide on. Rain in the Sahara. This isn't the match length, this is Cabasau. It's currently raining, so we're just getting a bit of shot. Boys are down there.
Waiting for it to pass over.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll come round.
Yeah, they're a bit not very lively at the moment. Cameron's the first one to get a bite off the length.
He was optimistic, we didn't set a landing net up, mate.
Yeah. What is it?
I don't know. Flash thing, it looked like a little barbel. One of them. Carp.
Oh, young Cam 09.
No,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I've gone for it. 10.
I mean, I have seen them lost at this stage before.
Wow.
Have you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely, especially in bright conditions where they come up and
Everyone stood behind
Yeah.
with white t-shirts on and all the rest of it.
What did we say? First carp buys everyone else tea?
yeah, first bleed.
No, round it all the way back.
Not really fighting now, Steve, if you want the truth.
Oh.
Oh. Is it foul up? Foul up right in the top lip, James.
Pull your rod, Cam.
No, I got all excited, you know.
Go on, Bobby.
Wild, Steve.
Bigger than the ones we've had.
Yeah, you bet. I was going to say a bit. Oh no.
So he's got the second fish of the day. Bit of a Bertie, but look at that. What a fish. Ooh. Yes. There's a barbo.
Nice fish.
Good, isn't he? How big's he, Si? £5? Look at that. Big barbel for Si. Get him back, mate.
How are you, mate?
Sound, mate. Sound. Or just on the off the match length. Having a little practice didn't start.
That looks a bit like. That reminds me of the. Looks like the Amazon, doesn't it? It looks a bit kind of jungly, a bit wild. That, doesn't it?
This stuff down here, it's like honestly, apart from this little bit here, like below the lock, it is just rammed with it. Look, I'll just trick the camera around that way. Can you see it all?
Yeah, that's got to be a nightmare to fish with, surely.
Yeah, on the match length, there's hardly any of it.
Okay. Is this just where you're practicing?
Yeah. So off of the length, they haven't cleared it, but here, on the match length, they've cleared it and it's all sound. There's a bit under the water you can see and stuff, but not this stuff on top.
It looks it looks very cool. Looks very. You can definitely tell you're abroad there, can't you? You got the sand. Yeah, it looks very.
It's
bit different.
Not too hot today either. So we're going to go and have a wander up to Matt there.
Well, this is we're recording on the Friday, and I think it's hotter in the UK than it is over. It's 31 here today.
Can't believe that, can you?
Yeah. You didn't take the weather with you.
Let's go and see. I'm walking along to Matthew now.
How's he getting on?
I'll just flip this thing around.
Oh,
here he is.
Go. Here he is. Oh, Ginger Ninja.
Got Captain here as well.
Hey up, Toby.
Hello, mate. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, good. You?
Yeah, good. Enjoying it?
Yeah. Company could be better, but the fishing's all right.
Yeah, you are stuck with Matt, mate. I am feeling for you. Is the fishing going
good, mate?
Fishing going well?
Yeah, it's good, mate. Yeah, it's not as good as we hoped today, but still, still catch plenty of bleak and bits and bobs, and yeah, it's good, mate. It's good.
Yeah, you still got plenty of time. Am I right in saying you guys are actually there a bit earlier? Is that right?
Yeah, we decided to go for 2 weeks this time, which is what we always used to do.
Yeah.
Just put a bit more effort in, a bit more practicing before the official week. So hopefully it'll pay off. But even days like today, bleak will be important on the match length, so you can't ignore them, having a good practice, because again, in England, we don't do an awful lot of it.
No, of course. And more time under your belt before the official practice week can only be an advantage, surely.
100%, mate. 100%.
Any of the other teams there filming? Are they fishing at the moment, or is it just you guys?
No, just us. I mean, obviously, you've had the Portuguese having their trials on the main match length and this, that, and everything else, but there'll be a few starting to rock up tomorrow. I mean, it's not the biggest European championships. I think there's only a dozen teams. So, but, you're still going to have to beat, the likes of the Portuguese, the Spanish, the French, the Italians, the Hungarians to win it, So, it is, it's still a European championships, and still, all the, there's a lot of good nations not here, but a lot of the top ones are. So it's going to be, quite an arena with the teams that are coming and a hard one to win. But we'll go close, I'm sure.
Definitely. And why are there some teams not there this year?
I think obviously, I can't answer why they're not here, mate. But the obvious ones like cost of travelling. This, that, the amount of events that are on. And a lot of mainland sort of European Eastern countries and that. It's not an easy place to get to. You can fly, but you can't bring all your gear and this, that, and the other. So, like I say, I'm not answering for them, but
no, of course.
They're the obvious ones that spring to mind.
Yeah, and what about the weather? What about the weather? James said it's cooled down today, but what kind of temperatures you've been having? Has it felt like a summer holiday, if you like, or is it a bit more stressful in the heat?
A bit more stressful, mate. I mean, it's hard work, no matter what anyone says, it's just setting up and packing up and practicing. It's not so bad today in this sort of heat, but the last time I was here, 2011, I think it was like 45 degrees both days. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's ridiculously
hot. It takes
hot.
a bit of acclimatising too, It's all right for, real sort of thin, strapping lads like myself, but a few of them struggle to acclimatise.
Yeah, but surely the extra heat adds a real hurdle into your fishing as well, because surely you're thinking in kind of sun safety, hydration, like this is all kind of things you've got to stay on. You can't fish a whole match without, the appropriate amount of water or anything like that, surely.
Oh, no. You need to keep, obviously, well hydrated and, the 50 plus factor sun lotions on at the start and just keeping, but, also it's keeping your bait alive,
Yeah, of course.
You leave your bait out in the heat, like when we fished the first day for 3 or 4 minutes and your maggots are dead.
Gone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, obviously bait management in the match is very important. Keeping everything in the shade, keeping everything cool, because, 4-hour match, if your maggots are dead after an hour, it doesn't matter what else you do. You're not going to.
No, of course, yeah. You're in trouble, aren't you?
Yeah. It's a massive part, mate. Like when you come out here practicing, it's not just the catching the fish that you need to practice. It's your setting up. It's the, keeping your bait and your ground bait and your sticky mag and everything. It's,
it's everything else that other anglers. Yeah, exactly. Other anglers, that might be watching this, might be things that, pass over their heads. You really have got to be prepared for everything, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, it's massive. We're lucky here. We're facing the same way. So the first day when it was sunny, getting your bait umbrella, getting your canopy, getting the shade in the right place. It is massive. And a lot of the top good anglers that are watching this will appreciate, and a lot of the people that haven't been fortunate enough to sort of fish in this climate and that, it's a brilliant eye opener into what we do.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously in this quite severe heat you guys fishing in, are you keeping a close eye on Matt? Because I think it's safe to say he's not really built for the sun, is he?
He has to sleep in factor 50 here.
I was going to say, mate, you've got to remember, you're very ginger. You need to look after yourself in these kind of places.
He was saying strawberry blonde, not ginger.
That's what I say gingers say, don't they?
That's it. We bought a spray tan machine for him, and we've just replaced the fake tan with plus.
bit of factor 50.
I'm shooting. See you later.
Nice to see you. See you later.
Well,
yeah. No, it's good though, but it's nice to see that, spirits are still high, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, even though today's been a little bit difficult to start with and probably not what we expected. It's, oh, yeah, look at this one that he's got.
Has he caught fish?
Yeah.
That.
Am I right? Is it a sun perch?
Yeah.
Mate, they're mega. Look at the colours on them.
Cool, aren't they? Hello.
Yes. Hello, mate. Have you still got it? Show us again.
I threw it back now.
You need to catch me another one then.
I think that you're only going to see bleak, Toby. You ready for this?
Go on then. Show us what you're made of.
We're in.
Oh, check that out. That's not bad, is it?
Well, it's really, isn't it? It's pathetic. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Did my fake kind of?
We've just got a few bikers coming past. Right, we're going again.
Going again, Matt. I was trying to, instill some confidence in you. Like a bit of size doesn't matter.
It does though, mate. My missus has told.
Well, look, you guys are obviously at the venue. I've had a little bit of chat with James about where you're fishing, Matt. But how's it been so far for you?
It's been brilliant, mate. The actual match length looks awesome. Looks brilliant. Just like the other side of that bridge there.
I was saying to James, it reminds me. It looks like the Amazon. It looks a bit kind of jungly out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, this bit is the bit where we're fishing the competition's not as weedy, Toad.
Right. Okay. Well, you're doing well there, mate, aren't you?
Oh, they're only bleak though, but this is like a style of fishing that, you're only really doing these competitions. You don't do it much at home. So
Okay.
it's important.
Yeah, it's really important that we do practice it while we can, because we don't do it that often at all.
So for the people watching that might not kind of know what you're doing right there, Matt, can you talk us through what you're doing there?
So like bleak fishing, you have to need a whip, like a little short whip. This one's 4 meters because it's weedy. I've got to get over some weed, and the key is normally not to rush, just to try and get one most times you're chucking. If you ever try and rush it, you get tangled up. And I'm quite hyper, so I often get myself worked up about it. But it sounds crazy, but to catch the mouse, you often have to go the slowest. For that one, that's a big one.
Like yours, that one.
Yeah. But like a little trick is to, obviously I've just upped that fish. I've still got the fish in my hand there. Okay. I'll flip the rig back in the water, then put the fish in the keep net, and then I'm out and ready to get another one straight away.
Yeah, so
that would have literally been perfect if you got that one, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And the size that you're catching there, is that kind of an average stamp for where you are, or?
Yeah, it looks like it. There's not many big ones here by the looks of things.
You see him down there?
Yeah.
The water's so clear, Toby.
Even in your camera phone, I can see it from where I am, which means it must be really clear.
Yeah. Like you put Polaroids on, and you can see like 6 foot down.
With the initial match length, what kind of fishing are you expecting? Is it a little bit what you're doing now? Is it bleak fishing, or are you kind of targeting other fish? What's kind of your game plan at the moment?
We're all hoping probably that there's going to be some pole fish, and there's quite a bit of waggler fishing, but whether it's good enough, it depends what all the other teams catching as well. We've just got to go and have a practice and have a see, but I think we're hoping for a bit more pole fishing.
Right. Okay. And what about species of fish? What can you expect to pull out of there?
Be nice if we can catch some barbel and carasio, something a bit bigger.
That's cool. They got barbel in there, have they?
Yeah, but they're not quite the same as our barbel, are they?
Not big 20-pounders coming out, no.
No, Gary Newman wouldn't be impressed with these ones.
That's exactly who I was thinking of, mate.
They're mainly about, from like 4 or 5 ounce to, I don't know what, like 3 or 4 pounds are good, isn't it?
Yeah.
From what we've seen, anyway.
Right. Okay. So not massive at all then. I say not massive, but compared to what we're used to back here.
Oh yeah, totally different fish.
Yeah,
they're bigger there, aren't
they? You're putting out a few bigger ones there, mate.
Look a bit. The ones that you can see down here, Tobe, look even bigger than the ones that we're catching out there.
So something that I just want to point out again, and this might be the novice angler in me, but Matt, you were saying slower is better here. The phone might be lagging in and out, but it looks like you're absolutely flying through this. Is that right?
Yeah, but what I mean is, like, you see a lot of people try and do bleak fishing, try and get really quick, but like, I'll probably curse myself here, but like, not getting in a tangle is important. Do you know what I mean? Things like it's efficiency rather than speed. We've got like Will and
some perch.
Hey, show us.
You see him? Isn't he cute?
Mate, what a mad looking fish. I love the colours on them.
It's cool, isn't it? We're really lucky. Obviously, me and James and Cameron Hughes are probably, we're relatively young in the team. But like, we've got Steve Hemingray, fished for England for years and years, been to loads of different places. Will, again, so much experience. We're lucky that we can learn off them.
Yeah, of course.
That's something we don't use a lot of in the UK, Toby.
No, that's something I hear you talk about quite a lot, to be fair, Matt, but it's not something I've seen myself. Like, I haven't seen it used a lot.
We don't use it a lot in England. Obviously, in England, you just fire your maggots in as they come.
It's not. It's a shame, isn't it, that we don't get to use it, because then when we come out here, we have to learn fast because we don't use it all the time.
Yeah, of course. So just again, I don't want to, for anyone watching, I don't want to teach anyone to suck eggs, but I imagine there might be some people that don't know a lot about sticky mag. Can you give us a quick crash course on how you're using it out there?
Basically, mate, it's not difficult. That's better. They're bigger ones, a bit deeper then. I just shoved it a bit deep. Sounds crazy, Toe, but like, that's a bigger one. That's
noticeably bigger than the ones I've seen you catching.
Yeah. And like, I just moved my float a little bit deeper then, which is interesting. Sticky mag. It's basically just some powder, mate. Really simple powder that you put on your maggots. Add a bit of water in it. Squeeze them in a ball. So when you throw it in, it sinks at the bottom.
So
Right,
rather than the
okay.
maggots just all being loose going to the bottom, you can actually feed a little ball of maggots on the bottom, and then it releases, and
Well,
they
there
all
you
like
go.
wriggle away.
Well, there you go. At the very least, I've learned something new because I've never seen that before.
There you go.
And certain different type of venues, you want it to break up fast, slow, and that's probably the thing that we have to learn when we're out here is how fast we want it to break up, and you've got to mess about with how much powder you put on them.
Yeah, of course. So obviously, I'm speaking to you guys on the Friday now. If I'm right in saying, have you been fishing for a couple of days now? Is that right?
2 days, yeah.
2 days. And how's it gone on a whole? You said it's been not so great today, but have you had better days beforehand? Like, can you tell me what you've learned in the couple of days that you've been there? Because I'm not going to speak to you next week because it's practice week and we'll let you crack on. So
We'll be able to have a chat, Tobe, I reckon. We'll be able to have one little chat.
As long as it's all right with you guys, but I'm aware that that's going to be very an intense week for you. So at the very least, can you tell us what you've learned in the couple of days you've been there so far?
For me, the main thing is just having a look at it and fishing just above the match length here is that there's definitely a lot of fish kicking about. When we first heard we were coming here, there were fear that it could be really, really difficult. But there's obviously a lot of fish. We came and had a look at the river in an evening, and you can see the fish topping and stuff. So just from a confidence point of view, we know that there's plenty of fish kicking about.
Yeah, good. And what kind of weights are you coming up with at the end of the day? Like what's become a good weight for say a day's fishing there?
We don't really weigh any fish in this sort of week, Toe. But next week, that's probably one of the most important things we need to find out next week when we can actually fish on the actual match length.
Okay, so you haven't got a gauge at the moment of, say, a weight that you would be happy with, say, at the end of the day?
40, 50 kilo would do, probably. I'd be really happy with that.
A better question then, maybe a realistic weight as opposed to, what you would have regardless.
Looking at the results from the last few weeks, probably 2 to 5 kilo would probably be quite good.
Right. Okay. So not.
Oh no, Matt! What's happened here?
Oh. We don't hide anything on these vlog podcasts.
No, I got stuck on some weed, so.
But again, is that that's a good thing to see? Because is that something that's been happening regularly? Have you had to adjust around that, Matt, or was that just that we caught you at a bad time?
No. This morning I went swimming and cleared all the weed out the peg.
Please tell me you got some video of that.
I think we might have.
I haven't got a video of him, but I've got a picture of him in his pants.
Mate, I've got plenty of them, mate. I would like a video.
Wet pants, though.
Oh, I haven't got any wet. Matt should be like on the front of like some wet swimsuit calendar. That's kind of what I'm picturing now.
Brilliant.
We spoke a little bit about it, but next week's practice week. How are you guys feeling in yourselves? You've had a couple of days to get settled. Are you nervous or are you excited, anxious to get on? Kind of where are you and the rest of the team sitting at the moment?
I think everyone's a bit anxious, really, and wants to know what the actual match length's like. Because I know we're fishing quite close to it here, but
I imagine it's with something like where you are, close is great, but you go to the match length and it'd be totally different. Is that a fair point?
Definitely, 100%. It can change. Look at the rivers that we have at home. You can fish round the corner from somewhere and it'd be totally different. The bottom's different. Anything can be different.
So do you guys run the risk of, say, the practice that you're putting in the last couple of days, do you run the risk of, say, I dare say it, but wasting your time if you go to the match length and it's totally different? Like, are you going to have to totally adjust again? I know you have practice week, but is that a risk that you run into?
Definitely. I don't think sometimes it's not these days before aren't just about, like Will said earlier, aren't just about fishing, about acclimatising to the heat, setting your kit up. What are the banks like? Like a few times after the match, we went and had like walk along behind the match length and seeing what the banks are like next to the river, because they're different to where we're fishing now. So just stuff like that. It just gives you a chance to have a look rather than the actual fishing. But if you can go somewhere and practice what the match length's like, obviously it's brilliant to come early.
Well, look, I won't keep you much longer. It looks absolutely amazing where you are. Matt, you've pulled out more bleak than I've lost count, to be honest. I won't keep you much longer. I'll let you, obviously, you've got lots of fishing. I'm aware James has been off his box for a while now, so I want to let him get back as well. Sound good, lad. Well, best of luck, guys. Enjoy it. Drink plenty of water, plenty of sun cream.
Have a good weekend.
Yes, thank you, mate. I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
All right, love. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
See you later.
The Fishing Gurus podcast.